Hey everyone, welcome back. And in this video, let's just start something interesting, which is known as compound components in React. Now, I'm pretty sure if you have ever used an external library like Material UI or maybe some sort of UI library, you would have seen this pattern where what you would do is you would have something like a checkbox component like this, and inside you would have certain components, certain child components, which are only valid for that particular component, right? So for example, the one thing which I could think of, which probably might not be feature related, but inside Material UI, if you have table and then T body, for example, T head or T body, whatever it was, I do not remember the name. So these components are compound components which build on top of each other, right? So let's just go ahead and build a compound component in this one and see how this will all work. So I'm going to create a checkbox component, right, which is going to render a checkbox for us. So what we're going to do is that this checkbox component right here is not going to be a checkbox within itself, but this would be a parent of all the rendering of the checkbox. So let's just go ahead and give it a simple checkbox at the moment. And now what I want to do is, let's say I want to have a label like this which says checkbox label, right? And then I can say something like checkbox input, which would then go ahead and render the checkbox input, right? So the checkbox input component would look something like return input type checkbox, and that's it, as a simple thing, right? And then the label component would look pretty much just like return label, right? For, I don't know, something which we'll figure it out later on. And of course we can have a children here which will be passed, right? So we can have a checkbox right here, and yeah, because we are not really rendering the children, so it does not really happen. So we can just say children right here, right, inside a div probably. So there we go. And of course destructuring it. So there we go. Now you can see that we have a nice checkbox and a nice label, but what's really missing is that we want to link these two components. What I want to happen is that when I click on this label, this checkbox should get checked and vice versa, right? Because in an actual setting, if you have a label and an input field, this would actually happen, right? When you click on this will get checked and then this will get unchecked. So how do you link these components? How do you link a compounded component sort of interface without actually uglifying all this stuff, right? You can go ahead and, just mess around with the order if you want, maybe put a bunch of elements as well in between, we'll see that. But these two at least should be linked. So let's see how we can do that in the next video.